Good morning, everybody. I want to welcome you to my Facebook Live this morning. Let me bring my laptop up so I can watch comments as you come in. Be sure you say hi and um, and comment. I'd love to see any questions that you might have or comments. Well, I'm waiting for my laptop to catch up here. I'll give a moment for everybody to get here. Well, I know I'm live, but where am I? Here we are. Okay. And like I said, be sure you comment when you come in so I can see that you're here. I'm just going to give a moment or so for everybody to get here. But I want to thank everybody for being here. And if you're not catching the live, I hope that you'll watch the replay and like and share that video also. And I'll be loading this onto YouTube later today. So if you don't want to watch it on Facebook, you can watch it on YouTube. And on YouTube, there's a subscribe button down at the bottom corner, and you can click on that and subscribe, and you'll be notified whenever I put new videos on YouTube. So I'd appreciate that. And be sure that you like and share the video also. That increases my viewers and that helps my business. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started here. As you already know, my Facebook Live is called Creating Cards with Debbie. And you can shop with me for any items that I'm showing today or any items that you may need for your projects at www.debbiefoster.stampinup.net. And if your order is under $150, the August host code is the last day is today, so I'll be changing it tomorrow. But today it's AKPXUAWP. But if your order is over 150, don't use that because you'll get the rewards. And if you need to email me for any questions or concerns or anything, you can reach me at creatingwithdebbie179@gmail.com. Okay, we've got a very exciting day today. Today is the last day for our celebration catalog. There are a few items that have sold out, so let me run through those and tell you what those are. I know the dies for the hippos are gone, but the stamp set is still available. And let me see. The pool party and soft sea foam cards is gone. And I need to lower this down a little bit so everybody can see it. Or maybe I need to raise it up. I'm going the wrong direction here. Okay, that's a better view. And I'm thinking there's something else. Oh yeah, the tree lot dies are gone. And what else was there? I guess that was it. It seemed like there was something else though, but I think that's all. So today's the very last day to be able to get these products into your hands. Always a sad thing to see celebration end, but all good things must come to an end, I guess. Okay, and along with the celebration, you've got one more day today to join my team and get your starter kit. And what that is you pay $99 for your kit, but you get to choose $125 worth of products. And on top of that, you also get this daily planner absolutely free. It'll be added to your order. I'm not having a very good view of this, but I don't know if I want to mess with anything. Okay, it feels like leather. It's really a plush feeling. And it's an 18-month calendar planner, and it's got all your sections where you can keep your notes and remember important dates and month in review and all that sort of stuff. And it has little compartments here to hold your credit cards or business cards. And it also comes with some sticker sheets. There's 2 sheets of each so that you can personalize your planner. I haven't used many of those yet. I haven't really gotten started on it. The pen does not go along with it. That's mine. But it also has some refills with this, and plus a stamp set, which I don't have here with me. But if you have any questions on joining my team, let me know. You don't have to do what I'm doing. You can just do it as a hobbyist and just be able to get your products at a discount. So after you get your starter kit, when you put your first order in, you receive a 20% discount on your order. So that's a little bit of added bonus. Who doesn't want to save money? And Celebration added a few items to the Celebrate because they were running out of something, so they wanted to make sure that we had more choices. But as of now, the brushed metallic paper cardstock is gone, and I'm thinking the silver foil is still available. Or no, I think that's not in there anymore either. So those 2 things are discontinued. And also the Aspen dies, I think, are gone. But everything else is still available. Alright, and then we've got Paper Pumpkin for October. Well, September. We do a month in advance. It's called Spooky Treats Peekaboo. Don't let Halloween creep up on you. Get everything you need for cute, spooky themed crafts in our all-inclusive kit. Time to put the treat in Trick or Treat. This month's kit includes all the supplies you need to create 18 treat boxes, 6 each of 3 designs, a Halloween-themed photopolymer stamp set for this kit, and more, paper pieces and embellishments that you can mix and match to create fresh designs every time. And you have until September 10th to sign up for the Paper Pumpkin. If you have any questions, be sure you reach out to me and I'll be glad to answer anything that you may have concerns on. Okay, and then starting tomorrow, September 1st, we've got Perfect Partners. Let me get a bigger page here so you can see it better. This is better. Starts tomorrow and it runs through September 30th. This is where in the catalog there was stamp sets that didn't have matching dies for them, but they've added some dies to, I think it's 6, yes, to 6 stamp sets here. So we've got the Apple Harvest dies. That goes with the Apple Harvest stamp set. Then we've got the dies for the fresh cut flowers. And also we've got the Playful Piggy dies, which we're going to be using that today. That goes along with this birthday piggy, which is so cute. And then we've got the tree trimming dies that goes with the Trimming the Tree stamp set. And the waterfall dies that go along with the Waterfall Canyon stamp set. And then we've got the Yeti dies that go with the Yeti to Party stamp set. So those are exciting. All right, and then starting September 1st, starting tomorrow, Stampin' Up! Is putting out a new deal where they're going to have a weekly deals, and we don't know what they are yet. They'll be posting it tomorrow. So I'm not sure exactly what they will be, but it's limited time discounts on weekly deals. So I look forward to finding out more details on that. So stay with me and I'll let you know what it is in the following days. Okay, I'm trying to see if I have any comments here. Okay. Good morning, Marlene. Glad you're here. Oh, Sherry, my information's upside down. Well, I thought it was showing right side up. Let me see. I may have to turn my phone around. And of course, it's got a delay on it. Oh, it is upside down. Okay. Yes. Hold on. I'll turn my phone around. We'll fix that problem, hopefully. And okay, I may have to do some readjusting here. And move this over so we get centered. Okay, is that better? I think I need to move a little bit more. And looks like we're a little bit crooked too, so I'm not going to mess too much with it because I don't want to mess it up really bad. Seems like the more I try to fix things on Facebook Lives, it seems like it messes up on me. So I'm just going to leave as is. I've got the words going the right direction now. So thank you, Sherry, for telling me. Welcome to my Facebook Live, too. I'm glad that you're here. I hope you enjoy the cards we have to do today. Let me see if I can enlarge that a little bit. Yeah, then I can watch my comments better. Okay, that looks good. All right, so I think we've got all the housekeeping things done. So we're going to set all that aside. And we'll get started on our cards. We're going to be doing 3 cards today. And hopefully I don't take too long on them so we can get through each one. Like I said, this is the little piggy, or this birthday piggy, and now you can get the dies to go along with it. So we're going to be using that today. We're also going to be using the rays of light. I've got a lot of glare going on here. Let me see. Cut down on that a little bit. I guess it's just it's going to get some glare, I guess. Yeah, but it's this birthday piggy and the playful dies and the rays of light stamp sets are the ones that we're using today. I need to keep my dies on. We're going to be using those. And get our bits and pieces all out here. And I don't want to lose any little pieces. I'm making sure they're all out of there. We're going to be using some blends. And we're going to use our Stamparatus to stamp the rays of light stamp. And this is a rubber stamp, rubber stamps. We're going to have to take that foam cushion out because that's only used for the photopolymer. With the rubber stamps, you take it out. And you can see that I've been stamping a few times on this mat. I need to get a clean mat. And you can buy these packs of the grid paper are in our catalog towards the back of our main catalog. And okay, so we're going to set our paper in here, and I'm just making sure that I'm in camera view. I'm kind of out of it a little bit. Alright, and then we're going to use Daffodil Delight. is our ink pad that we're using for this Rays of Sun. And it works best if you put a stamp set or something underneath your door here, and then ink up your project. And I just want to make sure I've got plenty of ink on there to get a good impression. Okay, I think that's good. Close the ink pad up. And then we'll come in here. Some people have like a disc or something they use to rub over their Stamparatus, but I hadn't gotten one yet. I need to invest in something like that. I just use my fingers and give it a good rub over. A good back rub. Okay, I'll lift it up and I need to do a little bit more. So that's the good thing about the Stamparatus. You can come back in and re-stamp it again if you need to. Oops. Alright, and that's pretty good because this won't show anyway, so we're going to set that aside to dry a little bit. And we'll set this aside. Okay. Alright. Okay, so our card base is going to be our thick whisper weight. And that measures 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches, and then it's scored in the middle at 4 1/4 inch. Or you could just fold it if you didn't want to score it. And we're going to go this direction with it. And then I've got a sheet of Daffodil Delight, which measures, let me write down the measurements on this. It's 4 1/8 inches by 5 3/8, and that's going to be our mat. And then, of course, our stamped image was 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And we're going to go ahead and attach these all to our card front. And my adhesive of choice is the green glue or the Tombow glue. I like it because if I don't place it right exactly where I want it, I've got time to usually move it to reposition it where I want it to be. And making sure that's on there straight. And our sunshine is going to be up towards the top side, so make sure you're putting it that way. Or it could be the sun is going down or coming up, whichever, so depending on what time of the day you've got. And with this too, we're going to just have a small border going around it. And like I said, be sure you like and share the video. That brings me more viewers and that helps my business, so I'd really appreciate that, to share it with your friends and family. Okay, so we're going to set this aside for a while. We're going to work on our pigs. So I've got already mounted on our acrylic blocks already. I'm using the little guy that's got the scooter, and then the little piggy that's got the birthday balloon and cake, and then the sentiment which says it's your birthday. So let me go ahead and do the sentiment first. It's your birthday. And see if I can get that straight. It's not bad. I just re-inked my memento the other day, so it's got quite a bit of ink on there, so. And I need some scraps of white here. I think I'm going to lay that upside down and bring my ink pad to it to ink it up. That way I can see if I've got everything covered good. And alright, we'll put that down on there. I'm just setting my stamps outside. And then we're going to stamp the other piggy right next to that. And we're going to die cut these out after we've already colored them. And I think that's all the stamping I've got to do right at this moment. So we'll close up our ink pad. And I've got numerous blends here. We're going to be using the Dark Real Red, Soft Succulent, Petal Pink, red, Smoky Slate. I'm thinking I'm hearing my husband's phone. I guess he doesn't have it with him. Tahitian Tide, Basic Black, the light. I don't know why I had that one in there. Okay. So I guess that's all we've got. Let's go ahead and start out with our little piggy that's on the scooter. And I'm going to start with the scooter, and I'm going to use the Tahitian Tide for the scooter. And I always start with my dark blend first, and then I shade it with the lighter. So I'm going to do the little fenders in the dark. And the steering wheel. And the seat. And the back fender. Alright, let's put that aside. We'll come back in with the light. And we're going to color the rest of the scooter with a light Tahitian Tide. And also the headlights. Oh, now I know why I had the Daffodil Delight. I was going to do the lights with that. And the front light, the back light. I'm not really in camera view here very good. So let's do the piggy, and I'm just using the dark petal pink, and I'm going to color his snout and his ears. And then I'm going to kind of outline him, and then I'll come back in with the brush end and fill in the remainder. And don't forget that curly tail. My granddaughter went and did her driving test today, and she passed it, so woohoo for her. She did good. So we've got a teenage driver in the neighborhood, so I hope she does fine. Okay, so I'm using the brush end to color in the rest of his body. That's a little bit faster. covers more area. All right. And then I'm going to do his hoofs using the light smoky slate. And also the hubcaps of the wheels. And that back bumper fender. Okay, and now we're going to go with the light basic black and do the tires. And there's my hubby on there now. Good morning. Yeah, they left pretty early this morning, around 8 o'clock, so we kind of had to shorten our coffee time this morning. Okay, and then I'm going to color the birthday banner using the soft succulent. And I'm going to start with the dark first. I'm kind of doing the opposite what I usually do. And I'm just going to color over the letters a little bit. And then I'm going to come back in with the light soft succulent and blend it all. Okay. And when you're using your stamping blends, you want to make sure that you hear that click when you close it. Because if they're not closed all the way, they will dry out on you because they're alcohol. Ask me how I know. I learned the hard way. And what's nice about the Stampin' Blends when you buy them from Stampin' Up, it comes in a combo pack, so it comes in the light and the dark, so you don't have to buy them separately, which is really handy. Okay, so I'm going to do a little more blending there, get some more color on that. Okay, so this piggy's done, and with the other piggy we're going to color that also, but I'm not going to make you sit and watch me color all these. I already got them colored already, and I already die cut them out already, so we'll save a little time. But with this piggy, we're going to do a little haircut. We're going to cut off the cake because he's going to be sitting in the wagon, and we don't need that. We're going to save the cake and put on the inside of the card instead. So, and the same with the little scooter. We're going to just cut off all this graffiti things on the back end of it, and we'll save that for some other project. And I think I'm going to bring back my gray and color in that exhaust coming out of his tailpipe, so it matches the ground. I did the ground too in the light smoky slate. Okay, and I die cut a wagon. This is out of the Real Red cardstock, and a little strip of that same paper is going to be underneath our sentiment. So I'm not even sure what that measured. It probably looks like about 1/4 of an inch. And it doesn't matter the length because it's going to be the same length as our sentiment there, but we'll talk about that in a moment. So anyway, the wagon's going the wrong direction for the scooter. So we're going to cut off this part here, and we're going to move it to the other side, the handle to the wagon. And we're going to place it on this side instead. So I'm just going to take a little bit of glue. Maybe. Come on out of there. There we go. Just a little dot. And we're going to place that this end of the wagon. And it's probably going to work better if I just lay this down flat and then do it. And I want a little bit of an angle. I should have used my silicone mat so I didn't get glue all over the place, but we're okay. And we're going to put this little guy up on dimensionals. So let's bring out our dimensionals here. there, and one there. And I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool to pop those off. So we're going to go ahead and place him down on the card front. So take off these dimensional backings. And I like to use my Take Your Pick tool. It's easier to get those off instead of trying to struggle with my fingernails, which sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. So we're going to place our little guy right about there. And I think I'll scoot him over just a tiny bit more. Okay, and then we're going to come back in here and we're going to add a little bit of glue to this wagon handle, and we're going to attach him to the scooter. And we're just placing it underneath there a little bit. And alright, we're supposed to glue down right there. Maybe I didn't hold it long enough. Okay. I need to take him back off. I need to put dimensionals on the back side. And I'm going to just cut off some strips off of my mini dimensionals. And we'll place that on our wagon. I'm just cutting along the edge of my dimensionals. Give me some strips here. And I think probably 2 should be enough. We can always add more if we need to. And place one on the top. Oops. Scoot you over. You wanted to run up the side there. And another one here. And maybe a couple of small ones on the tires. And let me use my Take Your Pick tool to get those off. Okay. And we'll pop off those backs. Oh, I almost dumped everything on the floor. That would have been loud. Okay, so now we can take our wagon and I'm going to place it just underneath our little piggy's tail. Alright. One of those. Okay, so now we're going to take our other piggy and she's going to, whoops, we should have put her in there first. She's going to sit inside there, so we need to pop this back off. I jumped the gun here a little bit. I'm going to put some glue on her. And we're going to place her inside of the wagon. And can I put her up? Yeah. There. So there we have our 2 little piggies. Oh, they're so cute. Alright. I'm going to move all these out of the way. And then I've taken our linen thread and I tied a triple bow. And we're going to place that onto the wagon using one of our mini glue dots that come with our paper pumpkins. And we're going to place that right at the side. And I'm going to kind of curl up our glue dot in a little bitty log-like so it doesn't stick out and get everything sticky. I want it to go under the bow, not everywhere else. So, and I'm going to put this at an angle. Okay. And then we're going to add some rhinestones, which are right here. And I'm going to use the smaller ones. I'm using our Take Your Pick tool to use our putty in to get those off. And I'll put 2 up in this corner. And maybe another one over in this corner. Right there, I guess is good. Okay, and we still got to put our sentiment on there yet. So I'm going to use, this is the Banners Pick-a-Punch, and it's got 2 different designs. It's got the innie and then the outie. And so I'm going to cut this off. And we're going to place that in here. I guess I should have left it longer so I could have fit it in there. Well, it is being stubborn here. Alright, I'm going to move it over. I think it moved on me. I may have to do this by hand. I should have left it. Well, that looks okay, I guess. And then we're going to attach our little red strip. I think I want to put it on the top. Or don't want it on the bottom. I guess the bottom. So I'm going to put a little glue along the bottom edge here. And I really should have had my silicone mat. Let me grab that. I don't want to get glue all over everything. And we're going to place that on top of our red strip, just to give it a pop of color. And we'll bring that back and trim it off a little bit. And then we're going to trim this end to match up with the white end. And that's really crooked. Much better. And then we're going to just glue that directly down to our card. Oops, it's right on my hand. You can't be a stamper without getting ink and glue on your fingers. So there's that. I had a towel here. Let me see. Wipe some of that glue off my hand. I'll be sticking to everything. Alright. And then on the inside, we put, I mounted the Enjoy the Ride, Hope It's the Best. And I mounted those ahead of time. I think I've got ink on there. Just got my fingers in it. Now I want to stamp this off on a piece of scrap paper. So let me go with this and try this to make sure it's stamping okay. Yeah. Open our card and stamp that on the inside. Now I'm going to kind of put it over towards the left side of our card. And cover our glue. Oh, and I forgot one thing here. Well, we'll do that afterwards. I'm going to add our little cake to the bottom. Just a little bit of something on the inside. I think my glue bottle's getting low. So I need to shake it. And let's put that at the bottom corner. Bottom right hand corner. And I forgot to put the black tires on here, so we're going to do those. I've already die cut them out, I think. Here's one. Where's the other one at? Well, I might have lost it. I don't know, let's go ahead and go get our baby boss out here and we'll die cut another one. I'll probably find it afterwards here. And then my computer shut down on me. Wonderful. I have my old laptop here and I think it's overheating on me. I guess I'll give it a minute to cool down. But we should still be live yet, so I don't think there's a problem with that. So I'm going to take our little die here for our tires. And we're going to run that through our baby boss, our mini Stampin' and Boss machine. I call her my baby boss. Let's see what comes back on here. It might. Okay. We'll put this baby boss away for a bit. Okay, we'll keep our fingers crossed that my laptop's coming back up so I can see comments. Alright, so we're going to bring our wagon back over here and we're going to put a little bit of glue on our tires of our wagon. Oops, that's a little bit too much. And then we're going to take your pick tool, pick those up with and place them where we need them. Okay, I think it's back. It's a little bit delayed. Oh, there was two there already. Oh well, I'll just cut some more. It was on top of the other one, I didn't see it. Okay, let me squish this little guy just a tiny bit more. Alright, there we go. It looks like it might have caught up to me. Okay, so here's our little piggy card. Let me put the cap on this so it doesn't dry the tip. It says, "It's your birthday. Happy, happy birthday. And enjoy the ride. Hope it's the best." So that's our first card. Very fun. I'm glad they came out with the dies for the piggies, but they wouldn't have been that hard to fussy cut, I don't think. Alright, so our next card is going to be using the sunflower. It is the sunflower season coming up on fall. You see a lot of sunflowers now. Thank you, Jackie. It says, "Know that you are loved." And the inside says, "You are wonderful in every way." Alright, I want to move all these stamps out of my way so I don't get my fingers and projects into them. So, there we go. Okay, so let's get started with that. I do have measurements for this one. I don't know why I didn't with the piggy one. I guess I got too carried away with it and didn't pay attention. Alright, so the stamp set is the Celebrate Sunflowers, and then I've used the Inside Sentiment from the Happiness Abounds stamp set. We're still getting a lot of glare from the light there. I apologize for that. And I'm using the banner die from the Stylish Shapes dies. This has a lot of dies that it has the circles, the squares, and then there's 4 different sizes of the banners. So that's a really good die set to have. I think there's 15 dies in there, so it's a pretty good size one. And we're using the ribbon, which is the black and white gingham ribbon. And of course the dies that go along with the Celebrate flowers. So let's go ahead and get started here. We're going to start out with our card base, which is our thick basic white. And I'm going to do the portrait layout inside. So it's going to be 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches, and then it's scored in the middle at 5 1/2 inches. And we're going to just burnish that edge really good, give us a good fold. And we'll set that aside. And then we've got another Daffodil Delight. It must be a daffodil kind of day. So Daffodil Delight Basic White. And, oops. Okay, Daffodil Delight measures 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And that's going to be our mat for our card. And the Basic White is 3 7/8 inch by 5 1/8. So we're going to... we're just going to start out using our Basic White to do everything on first. So we're going to start out. I have a little strip of the Daffodil Delight also, and that measures, I didn't have that wrote down, it's like about 3/8 inches. No, it's a 1/2 inch by 4 inch, or 3 7/8 inches. It's going to go across our Basic White layer. But first off, I'm going to start out, we're going to do some splattering. And I'm going to take our dark soft suede and let me bring that scrap paper over here to cover my work surface because we're going to get messy. And I'm going to take the brush end, take the cap off, and we're just going to kind of splatter with it. I don't know if it's showing on the camera very good. I think I might need a new one here because it's tearing up my brush. You want to be kind of gentle. But as I can see, I wasn't very gentle. I need to get another one. But that's okay. Okay, so you just want some splatters. You don't want a lot. You just want it to be noticeable, but not real stark that it sticks right out there. So I'm going to start out, and I'm going to start by stamping my sentiment that I've already die cut the Basic White. And we need to get our stamps. We got the sunflower, we got a leaf, our sentiment, and then our inside sentiment. So we're going to start with our outside sentiment. We're going to stamp that. And I'm going to test that on there, make sure it's good. And I'm going to stamp it off to the right side, and hopefully I'll get it straight. I've got another piece here just in case. Yeah, that's not bad. We're going to go with that. I probably can't get much better. Oops. I need the stamp pad yet. We're going to bring this over, and we're going to stamp our sunflower. And I'm going to ink that up with it upside down because it's a larger surface again. And I was going to color one of these ahead of time, but I guess I got carried away and didn't get it done. So you have to bear with me today that you have to watch me coloring the sunflower and leaves, but they shouldn't take very long. Okay, so we got that. Those are done. I apologize for my arm reaching across there. And now we're going to do 3 leaves. And 1 there. And we're going to cover up our ink pad. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this off of our piggies here. Alright, make our surface a little smaller. So I'm going to be using a Daffodil Delight, both the light and the dark, on our sunflower. And then in the center I'm using the soft suede, the light and the dark. So we'll do those last. So I'm going to start with our dark Daffodil Delight. And I'm just going to do a little bit of shading. I'm just going over the lines that Stampin' Up! Was already put on our stamp. So you don't have to be real particular because we're going to come back in and shade that all in. And I'm hoping that you don't get bored watching me do this. If you're watching the replay, you can speed it up a little bit, fast forward, so you don't have to watch all this. Or if you're watching it on YouTube or the Facebook Live, you can rewind it, fast forward. This can be a little bit boring, I guess, for somebody to sit and watch somebody coloring. So who likes to color? I think it's really relaxing. I know there for a while the biggest rage was doing coloring books. I was too. I got quite a few of them, but I kind of burnt out on them, I guess. I hadn't done them for a long time. They're real good to take on vacation or camping because you didn't have to take a lot of supplies. So I don't know if anybody does the coloring books anymore. Don't hear too much about them. I don't know, maybe I'm just not listening in the right places. I don't know. Okay. Did I get all those leaves? I gotta get these over here yet. And I'm just kind of scribbling. I'm not really following the lines exactly. I'm just kind of hovering over them, I guess is what you'd say. I'm doing a little bit of scribbling here and there. Okay, so now we're going to come in with our light, Daffodil Delight, and we're going to color in all that. And I think I'm going to have to get another Daffodil Delight because it seems like my light is getting kind of low. But hopefully I can get through this project with it. Alright, let me try the other end. Sometimes one end has more than the other one does. Just give me enough to get through this project and I'll be happy. And I'll put you on my order for next time. And anybody that's local here in the Bismarck, Arkansas area, I've been thinking about doing a kit class. So if you have any interest in that, be sure that you reach out to me and let me know. I'm thinking probably I'm going to do it about October. That way with everybody will have their kids back in school and be on a more of a schedule so they kind of know if they can or not. So please reach out to me if you would like to come and if you're local. I'd love to have quite a big group. I could probably accommodate quite a few. We can make room. So let me know. Like I said, it'll be just local people here in Arkansas, around Bismarck, Hot Springs area, Arkadelphia, around that general area. And even if you're not a regular card maker, these kits are pretty easy to do. It's real good for somebody that might be just beginning. It comes with everything that you need. And I'm going to let everybody pick out their own kits that they want to work on. We just kind of get together and do a little bit of visiting and lots of giggles and that sort of thing. So just to get everybody together again. It's been a long time. Okay, so now I'm going to come back in with my light soft suede. Yeah, Jackie, that would even include you. You could do that too. Okay, so I'm going to use the light soft suede. I'm going to go around the ring of the sunflower center. Okay, and then I'm going to come back in with the dark and I'm going to do the center. Okay. And now we're going to do the leaves, and we're going to be using the, what did I pick up? Granny Apple Green. And that's the light and the dark also. So I'm going to start with the dark. And I'm going to just scribble again on those lines, just to give it some shading, some contrast. So I'll do all of them, and then I'll come back in with the light. Granny Apple Green. I think that's a cute name, Granny Apple Green. I like that. Okay, and then we'll come back in with the light Granny Apple Green. And we'll fill all those in. And I think I'm going to go a little bit longer today and go ahead and do all 3 cards. I know we're probably already going on an hour, but I'm hoping everybody can stick around. But if you can't, then be sure you come back and watch the rest of it on the replay. You can fast forward to where you left off at. You don't have to watch the whole thing over again, unless you want to. But I know I've been kind of cutting it short each week. I was having so many technical problems that I was only doing 2 cards. But I want to do the 3 today, like I normally do. I don't want to shortchange anybody. Okay. And like I said, today's the last day of celebration to get your free items. So be sure, if there's something that you wanted that you're waiting on, be sure that you put your order in today by midnight Mountain Time. I think is when the cutoff is. So, okay, we got that done. And now we're going to run these through our Baby Boss. And we'll cut those off. So I'm going to have to trim this down a little bit to fit it through my Baby Boss. So we'll just trim that around there. I'm thinking, yeah, that'll fit. Get my plates. Got a gray plate. And then we've got our number 2. And another number 2 for on the top. Alright, I'm going to switch this over. Get my dies here. I didn't get those out yet. I'm buffering on my end. Is anybody else buffering? So we need this one, and we need this one. And I'll set those over there carefully so I don't lose them. And I like to use a little bit of washi tape to hold my dies in place so they don't move on me. Stampin' Up! Did have the magnetic mat that would hold our things in place, but it wasn't working right, so they aren't selling it anymore until they can get it fixed. Yeah, it did it for a couple seconds. Okay, it looks better now. Okay. Let's see where I am here. Just trying to match up my die to my flower. And it looks like we've got it right there. And I'll make sure we can get some more washi tape to hold that. Looks like I need to get some more because this is getting kind of raggy looking. I don't throw them away after each use. I keep using them until there's no sticky left. So these are probably on their last leg here. And we'll run that through. Try not to jiggle the camera. And pull that out. Okay. There's our sunflower. And we're done with that die. And here's one leaf, and then we've got 2 more leaves to go. It's too bad we didn't have 2 leaf dies in there. I could cut more than one at a time, but there isn't. It's called alien tape. You're able to reuse it. All you do is wash it off and reuse it, and it doesn't leave no residue. Huh. Never heard of that. I wonder if it would work on paper, would it? Or would it tear your paper? I hadn't heard of that. There's our second leaf. And we'll do our third leaf. And remove my tape so I can see where it's at. Plates on top. Run that through. That'll be our last one. You can use it on anything. Huh. So where do you get it at, Jackie? Alien tape. It's kind of a weird name. Alright. And we're going to close up our baby boss and set her aside again. It looks like I was jiggling the table a little bit. Alright, so here we have our images die cut out. So now we can start assembling our card. And I'm going to start by putting down our little yellow daffodil strip onto our splatters. And I'm just going to use my liquid glue. Okay, yeah, look it up for me, Jackie, and see. Sounds interesting. And we're going to kind of place this towards the bottom edge. And I'm going to use my grid paper to see if it's straight. And of course it isn't. And I'll scooch it up to that line a little bit. Okay. And then we're going to put some dimensionals behind our sunflower. And I'm just going to place maybe 3, just enough to hold it. Well, let's put one in the center. We don't want the center to be sagging. And get my take your pick tool, and we'll pop those off. And I think I'm going to go ahead and attach my layers here before we go any farther. And I need to trim off a little bit of excess here. Using our liquid glue again. And attach that, leaving a small border going around it. Alright, and then we'll put this onto our card base. And leave a small border going around. And scooch it a little bit, there we go. And now we can attach our sunflower. And I'm going to use the take or pick tool to pull off those dimensional backings. Oh, you did already, okay. And then you want to figure out how you want to place your flower. Be sure that you leave enough room to attach your leaves. So I think maybe right there. I'm not going to press really hard in case I want to move it some. So I'm just going to glue the leaves down directly. I'm not putting those on dimensionals. And I'm going to put 2 up in this corner. and then one at the bottom corner. So, I like this card. It's nice and cheerful. And I guess yellow is one of my better colors that I like, I guess. I don't really have a favorite color. So we're going to place our sentiment label over the top of this strip. And I'm going to place that up on dimensionals. So I'm going to use some smaller ones. I don't want all the way to the center, so I'm going to use some smaller edged ones. So I just cut my dimensionals in half. And that's a good way to make your dimensionals go farther too, is if you cut them in half. That way you get twice as many for the money, so to speak. And do I have any other ones cut? Yeah. And take a pick tool does it faster than my fingers do, so I'm going to speed it up a little bit. And now I can take those backings off. Okay, I gotta run some errands this afternoon. So it might take me a little longer loading this up to YouTube. It might be later today. I gotta run to the pharmacy and get my medicine this afternoon. Okay, my straight. I guess that's as straight as it's gonna get. And I've already cut a bow using that gingham ribbon, the black and white gingham ribbon. So we're going to attach that to the side of our label there. And I'm going to use glue dots, mini glue dots. And I was using the regular ones for this. They're a little bit bigger. And I'm going to place that on this side of our label. And I'm going to put her kind of at an angle. And I'll trim my tails down a little bit. And I like to cut my ribbon tails at an angle. Okay, and then we've got our matte black dots. We're going to place those on our card. And I'm going to be using the small ones. And I'm going to put 2 right here. And the third one, I think I'll put over in this corner this time. On my original, I had it up here, but I changed it out a little bit. Okay, so got that. And then on the inside, we're going to take that same flower stamp, and it's still got ink on it, so we're just going to huff on it. Or wait, no, we got to clean this, and we're going to use the Daffodil Delight stamp pad. So I'm going to bring over my Simply Chamois, and we're going to clean that ink off of there. The Simply Chamois, all that is just, it's water. And when it gets real dirty, you can just rinse it out with warm water. But this is clean. It's just stained. So don't let that fool you. It just looks kind of yucky. Alright, so we're going to bring out our daffodil ink. Which is right here. And we're going to ink up that sunflower again. Inked up really good. And I'm going to stamp that off once because I want a faint image onto a scrap paper here. That's just my instructions. I put it on, so. And then make sure we got the right area. And then we're going to stamp that right in the center of our card. And I'm just going to let that soak in really good. We'll close up our ink pad. And bring out our black memento. See, it's a real faint. And then we're going to stamp our sentiment over the top of that, which says, "You are wonderful in every way." We're going to stamp that right in the center of our sunflower. If you wanted it darker, you could do the first generation of it, but I like it stamped off once. It's more of a faint image. You can see it, but doesn't jump right out at you really red. So here we have our sunflower card. It says, "Know that you are loved." And then the inside says, "You are wonderful in every way." Thank you, Jackie. I'm glad you like it. And you could put some Wink of Stella on the flower if you wanted to, but we're going to leave it as is for now. I might add some later. All right, so let's get on to our third card, which is this one. Let me clean up my area a little bit. I'm going to bring in my piercing mat because we're going to be stamping on that. It's photopolymer stamps. So, alright, so here's the card, sending you some get well cheer. And on the inside it says, "A paper hug from me." And I've added a couple hearts to that too. Okay, so we're using the Cheerful Basket stamp set and the Cheerful Basket full basket dies to die cut those out with. And then the inside sentiment comes from the limited edition, and that's a paper hug from me. And if you're selling your cards that you're making, you need to use the Stampin' Up! Logo. So that's all in this set here if you were wanting to find out where you find that at. So that's just a little tip I'm throwing in there. Okay, so trying to clear off a little bit here. Got everything pushed together here a little bit. Okay. Move some things aside, make room for the coming ups. Alright, so I've got a lot of pieces here, so I'm just going to dump them out on my desk and hopefully they stay where I dump them and I don't lose them. Alright, so we're going to start out with our card base. Some hearts there, which is, we're going to use the portrait design. And that's 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches, and then it's scored in the middle at 5 1/2 inches. So we're just going to burnish that edge really good. Give us a good crease, and we'll set that aside. And then we have, this is our our Parakeet Party cardstock, and I don't have measurements here, which is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. That's our mat. And then we have our basic weight, which is 3 3/4 inches by 4 7/8 inches. Is it? No. By 5 inches. So we're 3 3/4 inches by 5. I messed that up pretty good, didn't I? Okay, so we're going to start out. We're going to glue this to our card front. We'll have that done. And find my glue bottle. Where did I put it? Well. Oh, it slid way back here. What'd you go running off on me for? Okay, so we're going to use our liquid glue. And I think I'm getting kind of low. This didn't seem like that was coming out very well. I may have to grab another bottle before we finish. Okay, so we got that attached. And now we're going to take our basic white and we're going to take our, well, our blending brush and our ink pad, which has disappeared on us. There it is. I'm going to be using the Parakeet Party ink pad. And we're going to use our blending brush. And I need that scrap of paper back here. So we're going to stamp off a little bit. And we're just going to color the center a little bit, just to give it a little color. And I always start off the edge of the paper so I don't get a big blob like these here. And we don't need a whole lot of color, just a little bit to tone it down a little bit. Maybe just a tiny bit more over here. Okay, that's good, I think. Now we're going to close up our ink pad so we don't stick our fingers in it. So far I'm doing pretty good, not too much ink on my fingers. That's unusual. Okay, so now we're going to stamp our sentiment at the bottom, which is sending you some get well cheer. And we're using our black memento. And we'll put that in the bottom right-hand corner. Alright, we'll set that one aside. Alright, and now we're going to stamp our basket and our kitties. And I'm going to use the dark basic gray and the gray granite cardstock to stamp our kitties. And then we're stamping our basket on the, what color is that? That's Sweet Sorbet. I forgot what color it was. It's one of our new in colors. So I'm going to do the basket there using the black memento ink. And we're stamping these all with the black memento ink, so I don't have to keep repeating it. And I want a good coverage there. I should have been using the matte. Let me use the matte because we're photopolymer. I should have done that with the sentiment too. Put a little bit more ink here. Okay. Here's our basket. I'm running out of room to set things here. That's the basket. Let's do the kitties. We want 3 kitties. I want to do 2 light color gray and 1 with a darker gray. So let me bring this over here so you can see me. And I stamp her this way. This is the dark gray. And then we'll do 2 of the light gray. And if I turn it this way, I can fit 2 side by side pretty good. Okay, so using the colored cardstock, it saves you from coloring them if you don't want to. So set that aside, and then we're going to stamp our butterfly, which she's right here. And I gotta bring that ink back. Thought I was done. That's the only thing that we're going to have to color with our blends. Alright, so set that there. We'll go ahead and color our butterfly, and then we can die cut everything all at the same time. So I'm using the dark and light Orchid Oasis. These are our new in colors. And I'm going to start with the dark. And I'm just going to color these little circles on the inside of the butterfly. And then I'll come back in with the light Orchid Oasis and I'll color the rest of them. Hope everybody's having a good day. This week has gone fast. It's hard to believe today's Wednesday already. And hard to believe that today's the last day of August. I don't know where the time goes. Okay, so we're going to bring out our dies to cut these all out. And this full basket dies that goes along with that has, let me see how many dies does it have. It's got quite a few. It's got 20 of them in there. It's a 2-sheeter. So, lots of choices. I don't know if that's in camera. I'm just kind of waiting to see. Yeah. So lots of options with this. So here's the butterfly. Here's the basket. And here's the kitty. And I've already cut out the hearts. That's 4 hearts in a row that you can cut at the same time. I already did those ahead of time. Save a little bit of time. Alright, we'll bring our baby boss back out here again. She thought she was finished for the day, but she's not. Alright, bring our plates. Alright, let's start out with the basket first and get that out of the way. And I'm going to use my washi tape again to hold that down in place. I need a new strip here. Those aren't really sticking anymore. Just looking to see if I had any more stuck anywhere, but I don't think I do. We may have to get by. Trying not to shake the camera too much here. Oops, and then it's moving my camera. Oh, did that put me out of whack here? Let me see. It pushed my leg of my tripod. It did a little bit, didn't it? Scooch it back up without messing up. Okay, so we got the basket cut. There's our basket. Now we'll cut out our kitties. If I can cut this without messing it up. I was worried about jiggling and I knocked it out of whack here. Alright, so there's one of our kitties. And I'm going to have to cut this paper down to size to fit it through this girl. I think it's like a 3-inch opening that the Baby Boss does. It's, how big are the plates? I guess they're 3.5 inches. So it's a pretty good size area, cutting surface. And you can also do the embossing folders in this too, so the smaller ones, which makes it handy not to bring out the big boss. And it's good to take for crops and things when you go different places too. Okay, so there's another kitty. And we're going to do our third kitty and our butterfly. I should be able to do these all together, so let me get her positioned. And make that smaller and run that through the same time, the butterfly. I'm probably not seeing this on the camera, so I apologize. Alright, I hope that didn't move on me. I guess I didn't stick it down with any washi tape that time, so we're living dangerously. She looks pretty good. And put my dies in there so I don't lose them. Okay. Alright, I guess we got all of our cutting out of the way. And I'll close that baby boss and set her aside. I wonder if I dare move this any. Maybe right there. Yeah, I didn't mess up too badly, so I'm gonna leave it as is. Alright, so we're gonna take our layers, and I'm gonna glue this layer down to our card mat. Could give me enough glue out of here to get through this. Maybe. Or is it plugged up maybe? Maybe it plugged up from leaving it open. Yeah, I bet that's what's going on. Yep, we still got glue in there yet. Alright, so we're going to place that down on our card front. And we're going to leave a little border going around it. And then we're going to put our basket, which went, where did our basket go? Where did I put the basket? Did I lose the basket? Well, did it fall on the floor? No. Where did it go? I know I cut it out. It disappeared on me. Oh, goodness gracious. Did it stick to something? No. Well, I don't know. Well, I don't want to dig up the die cut again, so I'm just going to fussy cut this out. Surely, I know I cut it out. But I don't know where it went. Okay, I had another one stamped here. We're just going to fussy cut that one out real quick. Use. I'll probably find it after I'm already done with this. After I've already fussy cut it. But this don't take long to fussy cut it either. It's just straight edges pretty much. See, right there. I don't know where it went. We're going to find it later. Alright, so we're going to get our dimensionals back out here. And when I'm losing things. Where'd my dimensionals go? There they are. get my dimensionals, and take your pick tool, and we're going to place them on the back of our basket. One in the middle, and one at each corner. Alright, so we're going to take the backings off of those. Sounds like my husband's in the house. Alright, so we're going to place that down on the right hand side. Place that down. And then we'll put one of the cats. I guess I'm going to put both the cats up on dimensionals. Just on the ones on the head. And where'd the dark one go? Alright, so we're going to start with a light one, a light kitty, light gray kitty. And we're going to pull that dimensional off. And I'm going to slip him underneath there a little bit. And we'll do the same with the other one, but I think I've got to cut the tail off of this one to squeeze him in there right. I don't want his tail sticking out the side of the basket. So we're just going to snip it off. And place him next to the other kitty. A little farther down, so he looks like he's in the basket, not standing on top of it. And this little guy, we're just going to put dimensionals on the one side of them. So I'm going to use our edges here. And like I said, I wanted him on his side up with his tail. And this one up here. And then we're going to put glue on this side of him. He's going to be leaning against the basket. Alright, and then he's going to sit in front of the basket. And our butterfly is going to glue down to the above the kittens. And we've got some hearts. I'm going to put some glue dots here and there. Or dots of glue, not glue dots. We're going to use our take your pick tool to pick up our hearts. And place those in the corners. And it looks like they're all turned over upside down here. Let me turn them back over. And I'm kind of alternating how they're facing. I don't want them all going the same direction. This one can maybe be turned just a little bit more there. And we've got a little bow made from our linen thread, and that's going to go right here. So we're going to get our mini glue dots and attach that to our basket. And I'm going to kind of scrunch them up a little bit. And place our bow right in the center of our basket, like this. So there we have our outside of our card. And now on the inside, we're going to stamp our sentiment on the inside and add some more hearts. And that is going to be a paper hug from me. Okay, we're going to stamp that right in the center. hearts. One up here, and then another one down here. And we're going to pick those up too using our Take Your Pick tool. So much easier than trying to hang on to them. Okay. There. Move it back on my glue. Okay, so here we have our kitty one. It says, sending you some get well cheer. A paper hug from me. Okay, so there's our 3 cards for today. I hope you enjoyed them as much as I did making them. Let me see if I can get them all set out here to show. Well, they're not showing really good. Let me try. Well, not really. It's not going to be much better. Can I squeeze them in this way? Well, I probably made it worse. Because you're not seeing the piggy. Alright, I don't know. I'm trying to fit them on here. I guess I got it zoomed too much. Well, that's not much better. Okay. Alright, so I'm glad that you're able to join me today. And like I said, be sure that you like and share the video. And if you're watching it later on YouTube, be sure that you hit that subscribe button at the bottom there. And you can also like and share the YouTube video too, so I'd appreciate that so much. That helps to increase my viewers, and that helps my business. Okay, so next Wednesday, we'll be live again at 10:30 Central Time, and that will be September 7th. So I hope you're able to join me then. Be sure, don't forget, today's the last day of celebration to get your orders in if you're wanting anything. If you need help with anything, just reach out to me and I'll be glad to help you. Get your orders put in if you're having problems of any kind with it. So I'm going to say goodbye for today. Again, thank you for being here. And we'll see you next Wednesday, 10:30 Central Time. Bye.